Thomas here with Much Props, going to give you another how-to video. Today I am once again making another mask. I know I've been making a lot recently, but they seem to be the thing that's getting the most views, and you guys are seeming to enjoy those builds. I get asked a lot how I stay inspired, or what gives me inspiration, or where did I come up with that idea. The truth is, being a content creator, I'm never short on ideas because of awesome people like you who leave comments and give me suggestions, and it can come from the most random of things. The radio build that I just finished up last week was actually something that came to my mind as I was standing at a dollar store waiting to pay. The build before that was the Da Vinci tank. I got that idea while doing lesson plans. Inspiration can come from anywhere. This build that I'm about to show you came from a subscriber to my channel, a friend of mine on Facebook. He left this message after I made a comment about being, you may be surprised about what it's made out of, and he put something along the lines of taking a handful of bees and putting paint on it and making a mask, and I kind of took that idea and I'm going to roll with it. So today we are going to build a honeycomb mask using a previous template to make something new. Let's get to building. So after reading the post on my Facebook and getting a good chuckle, I started thinking about ideas for this build. I knew I wanted to use a previously made template, so I decided to use my recent Gundam mask as the base. I'll just need to use the base pieces that go from this build. So I pulled off the tape, traced my patterns onto some 6mm foam, and cut it all out. Assembly is the same as in the build I made for this originally, but just in case you missed it, apply a layer of contact cement on all of the edges, and once it's set up, start tacking the pieces together. Use the registration marks on the template to help you keep everything nice and even. There's the template up at the top, kind of laid out in its general orientation. Those scored lines I put on the back side of the nose area now get filled with hot glue to hold that position. This will allow for a better fit on your face, so figure out the angle you need to hold the hot glued lines at as it cools down. I tried burning it in on scrap foam with a hex bolt, but I couldn't get it hot enough for long enough, so I found a flat round tip for my wood burner and took it outside to my belt sander to make a hexagon shape. EVA lets off some nasty fumes when burning it, so wear a respirator and work in a well ventilated area while doing this. You could achieve a similar look by cutting out the pattern into some thinner foam and gluing it on top of it, but I didn't have the patience or the time for such tedious little cuts with these monster hands.
Two coats of Plasti-Dip.
Then I mixed up a little orange and yellow Plaid Effects acrylic paint to get the perfect shade of Kraft mac and cheese to spread onto my honeycomb. Once that layer dried, I went over it with a slightly lighter hue. Then I mixed a little yellow with some off-white and did my best to keep my unsteady hands painting just on the edge of the hex pattern. It doesn't have to be perfect because I can hide it later with a little bit of honey. I found these yellow tinted glue sticks online that I'm going to use for the honey filler in parts of my honeycomb. I couldn't find any plastic bees online with clear wings, so I settled on these and just hit the wings with a little bit of white acrylic paint pen. I filled in some of the hexagons and plopped down a bee in random spots, making sure to cover up some of my mistakes, like where a pattern didn't fall in perfectly with the bee body. I made a couple of little drips to glue onto the bottom of my mask to give it a cool little effect. I'm sure you could speed up the cool time with a canned air turned upside down or ice, but I only had these two little bits and I didn't know if it would get cloudy or not if you accelerated the cool down time. Then the last step, like most of the masks that I build, is strapping. I use some 1-inch elastic banding and sandwich it between the mask and a thin strip of EVA foam. I angle it up so that it runs above my ears when the mask is on. And we are finished. Here is the end result. I think it's a pretty unique build to say the least. Definitely not probably what Kevin had intended when he left that random comment on a build of mine. But thanks for the suggestion, or at least the spark of an idea. Leave positive comments, leave good feedback, spark creativity by showing others that you appreciate them. Subscribe to their YouTube channel, share their posts, buy their merch, join their Patreons, support them on Etsy. There's loads and loads of awesome makers out there, people that I go to for inspiration. Don't even necessarily have to be in the same realm. I watch a lot of random stuff. Good Mythical Morning is one. Jazza, Cosplay Apprentice, Odin Makes, obviously, Punish Props. A number of people out there are making amazing things. PR Props, you see a lot of the stuff that he has sculpted that I do things to on my channel. They're awesome people out there, and sometimes they just need that reinforcement that they're amazing, that's what keeps them going. So, yeah. Maybe you'll try and make one of these masks yourselves and impress your friends with your ability to keep people away from you by pretending to have insects crawling on your face. Yeah. Maybe you'll get some...
Yay!
And inevitably, they're going to ask you, how'd you make that? You can give them one of these. Tell them, much props. Be positive. See what I did there? Now, if you want to get a little taste of this honey, let me go ahead and get on up close to you there. Watch out for the bee. Yeah! If you haven't already considered, please take a look at my Patreon and help support this channel. Thanks to the people that are listed here who are already in that membership and are helping me to buy new tools and continue to be able to purchase things for the channel to make it better.